guys, how are you? So I wanted to do a video. I want to be a little bit more consistent, and I know I'm not shooting from high quality camera. It is late at night. I'm doing a video from my laptop. It's so easy to do these kinds of videos. But I wanted to share hopefully some help for you. I've been getting some amazing emails from my YouTube subscribers about business and about how hard it can be, especially when you're starting out. And so I wanted to share 5 things that I would tell to any entrepreneur who is getting started. So let's go through the 5. The first one that I would share is don't wait for people to support you. Don't wait. A lot of times we are waiting for other people's approval to do what we know will be successful, right? And so I don't believe in doing something that is idiotic. I believe in doing something that we know that we're dedicated to and that we know will work, right? Because I've had moments where I really love something, but it wasn't successfully researched. It wasn't, I didn't do any research, didn't do any type of didn't have a plan, so it's not so much about, just doing something because you just want to do it. It's about doing something that's actually like, this thing is going to work. And sometimes, it's not that we necessarily know it's going to work, but we know that it's going to be profitable, right? And we know that it's actually going to be something that could be a business, right? So a lot of times, because we're stepping into these new areas, not everyone's going to support you. And you have to be completely fine with that. You have to be sound in your mind that what you're doing is what you want to do. And you have to have a resolve, So don't wait until people tell you it's a good idea, or, hey, yeah, go for it. Half the people who sometimes we look for support don't even have a business mindset. So their approval really doesn't even matter, because it's not as if, they're going to be on the battleground with you. And so you can't wait. You actually can't afford to wait. You have to get started. You have to get in the trenches. You can't wait for them to pat you on the back, because again, it's your vision. It's your ideas. And a lot of times as entrepreneurs or future entrepreneurs, we have something in our minds that has clicked, and we can't wait for someone else for it to click for them as well, right? It's not their business. And to be honest, we can't expect for it to click for them, because it's not their idea. It's kind of like telling someone who has no idea, has no passion about what you do. So, perfect example. It's like, telling, for instance, I am allergic to seafood. I'm not going to eat it, right? But let's say someone says, you know what, I want to start a seafood truck or a seafood business. They're not going to get my support. I shot them out and stuff like that, but I'm allergic. I can't even help. I don't even eat seafood. I'm not even you can't even use me in a focus group, right? So again, don't wait for people. You have to go. So the first one again is don't wait for people's support. Get going. If this is something that you really want to do, you cannot be dependent upon people, because people are finicky. One day they love you, the next day they don't, right? And so you have to love this thing more than you love the opinions of others. And so many times I've seen entrepreneurs, they either they go up or they stay where they are because they're too busy trying to fight for the approval of people, right? If these are not people who are trying to invest in your business, these are people who are not trying to help you in your business, guess what? I'm going, right? So don't wait until people support you. The second thing is make sure that this is a business and not a hobby. I kind of touched on this the first one, but sometimes we have an idea, and that's actually number 3, but sometimes we have an idea and is this actually going to be a business, or is it going to be a hobby? And it's something that we can just kind of experiment on the side, or is it something that we can actually invest capital into and it will actually grow into a business? So know what you have. Is this a business or is this a hobby? There is a difference between the two. And let me go to number 3, is that don't hang on to your ideas. Ideas don't really mean anything till they're executed. And then guess what? Don't execute all your ideas, because not all ideas are good ideas. Some ideas are they're good for the moment, but they're not good for long term. So you have to learn how to become very wise. Good leaders are wise, and they know that they can't do everything. You can't do everything in your business. You can't reach everybody in your business. You have to learn what are you supposed to do, and you have to stay focused. So many times, especially especially if you're creative, you're someone who's passionate, you want to help everybody. You don't want to touch the world. You want to, and you have to learn that the only way that you're going to touch the world effectively is if you focus. And so you have to realize that not every good idea is a good idea. Some things are just, yeah, it was great for the moment, but will this actually work out long term? Does this apply to who we are as a company, who we are as a brand? Or is this, again, this is just a good idea? Will this detract? Will this distract our audience? This is actually add to who we are, like I said before. So you cannot go out here and just do 100 things. You gotta learn how to focus. You have to learn that, ideas don't really mean anything until they're executed. Okay, but you can't execute everything. So you really have to figure out what is worth it. What is worth it for us to bank on, for us to say, you know what, we're going to do this. You have to weigh the consequences of everything. Good consequences and bad consequences. So you really have to have, and this is the reason why forecasting in business is so essential, knowing what's happening in the market, knowing what's happening in society, knowing where, what the voice, what the word on the street is, when it comes to your industry. Because a lot of times, again, we're thinking about the now, but your business is not just for now. It's for the next 2 weeks. It's for the next 3 months. It's for the next year. So you want to be able to last, and so many times we can get caught up in, oh yeah, it's work now. It's like, no, but that will not work in 2 weeks. So just kind of pacing yourself and knowing what actually is worth it. So again, the first one we talked about is don't wait for people's support. Can't wait for people's support. Number 2, you gotta learn. These are lessons that I wish someone would have imparted to me, because I didn't get this. I did not get this kind of outpouring or even conversation. People just told me, yeah, just go for it. Just go for it. So yeah, number 2, is this a business or is it a hobby? Gotta know, which is real business. Can we really run with this? Can this pay not just my bills, but can this employ people? Can we make enough money to actually have a real business, or is this a hobby? And number 3, you gotta make sure that, again, not every good idea is a good idea, and you gotta realize that ideas don't really mean anything without execution. They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything, okay? And then again, here's the other thing is that, you have to realize that you're building for the future, right? And a lot of times as small business owners, we can get caught up in we're a small business. We're a small business. We're a small business. Small business. The thing about small businesses is that we are the cornerstone of, especially in America, of our communities. And what is excuse me guys, it's late. But what is the thing about something that I'm learning is that we're here to really be a benefit to our communities. And to be a benefit to your community, like I said before, to make a real impact, you have to last, and we have to, you can be a small business, but you don't want to think small, because thinking small limits your thinking. Literally thinking small limits your thinking. It limits you seeing possibilities to what can happen in your business. It locks you away from seeing potential leads and potential customers. So you cannot think small. You are a small business owner, but you're not here to think small, because you can't play small. Okay, you have to play big, and big doesn't necessarily mean doing something that's out your budget, doing something that will blow your bottom line, but it's really about having a mindset that sees possibilities. And there are people, they say, they call us dreamers, but we're not the only ones, right? The thing about dreamers is that, it's okay to dream, but then you have to take that dream and you have to turn it into something, right? Just like having an idea, you have dreamers come up with ideas, but at some point you have to turn that into something that has action, right? And in those choices, you have to make sure, again, like I said before, forecasting, understanding what's happening, but then thinking outside the box. But you don't have to reinvent the box. You don't have to, mull over of, I gotta do something that no one else has done. It's just about thinking about seeing things in a different way. Maybe the same thing, but maybe you're refreshing it. Maybe you're putting a different spin on it. So don't be limited in your thinking. You're a small business owner, but you should not be limited to your thinking. It should be expansive. So I always tell people, never cut down on your creativity. You never scissor it. Learn how to thrive in your thinking. And so that means, not hanging around small-minded people who joke about, expansion, people who joke about, growing a business. Some people, they don't really see it as anything interesting. And it's not that they're a bad person. It's just that it's not going to help you hanging around with them, because it's going to taint your mindset, right? And the other thing too is you have to be around people who see big. Being around people who are just, they're not really trying to do anything. They're just trying to exist. They're just trying to chill. And it's cool. I'm glad you're trying to chill. But when you're trying to change the world, you need to be around other people who see that same thing. They may not be in the same industry. They may not be in the same market. But people who think big, people who are saying, you know what? Yeah, that's awesome. Now let's see how we can take this thing to the next level. Let's see how we can, improve conditions. Let's see how we can provide here and there. Let's see how we can, just take this thing up a bit, turn it up a notch, as Emerald would say, bam, how can we throw some stuff on it? And so it's always good to be around innovative thinkers, people who think outside the box, people who say, this is awesome, this is great, this is so awesome, I'm loving this, but let's go even more, let's go after it. And that takes some tenacity, takes stamina, and you want to be around people who have that, right? The tip of the iceberg is that you have to realize that you have the power to change the world, literally, because you have the power to transform people's families. As a small business owner, you have the power to employ people. You have the power to create atmospheres and cultures that are filled with love and that are filled with, with hope. So many people, they go to jobs that they hate, and you have the ability to build a business where you can employ people and you can provide them an environment that they don't hate. People where you can, you can help people put food on the table for their families. You can help someone get through college with, by working for you. It's amazing. Sometimes we just see one side of our business, but we don't see the other. And that is impacting people so that their lives can be changed, so that they can be helped. And, make sure that, you realize that your business is bigger than you. It's to impact people. So hopefully you were able to get some things from things that I've learned in being a business owner and realizing that it's bigger than you. This is bigger than you. It's about helping change the world in whatever area that we're in. Whether you are a salon owner, you're helping someone maintain their exterior. You're helping someone, maybe just by chopping their hair off, they have a whole new outlook on life. You never know what you're doing for somebody. I was talking to a janitor who started a business cleaning after, working in some school systems. He decided to start his own janitorial business. And, he just saw it as, just doing what he had known for forever. And I was talking to him, and I was actually coaching him. I was telling him, you know what? It's more than that. You have to see the purpose in it. And the purpose is that the fact that, you are, whether it's the classrooms, some people, they never give you the pat on the back. Some people don't know, the sacrifice that you make. And as a janitor, he would come when no one would see him, and he would clean up and, make sure everything was taken care of. But the thing about it is that you are making sure that kids have a clean environment to learn, to grow, to thrive. When you clean those floors, these are the same floors that, maybe a future president will walk on over, or, a future senator, or, a doctor, a lawyer, or nurse, the next, a neighbor that's going to, love on somebody. You never know what you're doing. And so you always have to see yourself as part of this environment, part of this world that's helping to make a difference. Okay, guys? So have a wonderful rest of your day, night, whenever you're watching this. And if you have not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Please do. And I will talk to you guys another time. Bye.